Hey guys, today is day number 31 of the Eat at Home challenge, and I'm up not super early, it's a little after 8 this morning, getting ready, which I've been up for a little while, getting all my stuff together to make some red beans and rice in my, well, I'm going to do it in my Instant Pot, but I'm going to use the crock pot setting. And I'm going to do it in a way that I've never done before, because usually I use canned beans. I don't have any, so I'm going to use dried beans. So I'm just going to hope that they get done. And I'm going to hope that I put the right amount of liquid in there. So I've done this on my channel before, made my version of red beans and rice. But I'm going to just tell you what the ingredients are, and I also have a printable that I made for y'all. But I'm just going to tell you anyway. And I can tell you these ingredients because this is my recipe. Whether or not it's right, I don't know. This is just what I came up with. Jeff and Noah love it. That's all that matters to me. So I need 1 onion chopped, 1 bell pepper chopped. Maybe I shouldn't say chopped every time, but whatever. 1 stalk of celery chopped, 1 jalapeno minced, 2 tablespoons of jarred minced garlic or 3 or 4 fresh cloves, 2 tablespoons of oil, 12 to 16 ounces of sausage cut into rounds, preferably link sausage. I happen to have some of this Cajun sausage that I'm going to use today. It's hickory smoked Cajun sausage. So I got it from Aldi, and I'm going to use that. Where was that at? 1 cup of cooked ham cut into cubes, and I had actually forgotten that I needed ham, and I just took it out of the freezer. I think this is already cut up. I'm going to have to see. You would use 4 cans of beans, and I was normally using 3 cans of kidney beans, of the red kidney beans, and 1 can of black beans drained and rinsed, but that's not happening this time. I'm just going to use a pound of red beans, or kidney beans, of light red kidney beans. That's what I'm going to use today. I had them over there so I could rinse them and everything, but you know. Let's see, where was I at? 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, more if it's fresh. 1 teaspoon of oregano, same situation, use more if it's fresh. 1 to 2 tablespoons of Cajun seasoning of your choice, but I use 1 because that's the heat that they want. And I use the Tony Chachere's Creole. This is the original. I do have, I think it's Bold. It's a different one, but it's the same brand, and I use that one. 2 to 4 tablespoons of hot sauce of your choice. I use 2, and then let the boys do whatever they want. This is Jeff's favorite, Texas Pete. I know everybody's got their favorite, but that's Jeff's. And then 2 cups of broth of your choice. I have run out of the chicken bouillon stuff like this, so I'm going to use the beef this time. And make my own broth, but I'm going to put more than 2 cups because I'm using dried beans. So that will be different whenever I start doing this, which I'll say it, I'm sure. But I've got instructions on here, and I'll go ahead and read those to you now. I don't know if I should or not, because I'm about to do it too. But I just want to go ahead and make sure I say this stuff so that in case I forget while I'm actually doing it, you know. I've never worn this shirt before. I don't know if it's comfortable. It's tighter than I'm used to. Okay, if you're using the Instant Pot, like I do, you only need 1 pot. I take this shortcut. This is my other words. These are my words, but these are other words. If you're using a regular slow cooker, you will need a skillet and your slow cooker. I will give you instructions for the Instant Pot, so instead of transferring things back to the skillet, you would transfer them to the slow cooker. So, first you cut all your vegetables and meat and set them to the side. You open all your cans if you need that, drain them and rinse them. Just get all that done. While doing this, you start heating up your Instant Pot on the saute mode. You add your oil and sausage to the pot, and once it has browned some, you remove it. And you do the same with the ham. Place the onions in the pot and cook through some and remove them. Do the same with the celery and then the peppers, but do not remove the peppers. Add the onion, celery, and meat back into the pot, and then add everything else. Stir and cover and let it cook on high for 2 to 3 hours. Serve over rice and enjoy. Serve it with cornbread. I serve it with cornbread. Now, I don't know if I'm making cornbread today. It'll be up to Jeff and Noah. But I'm going to be cooking it much longer than 2 to 3 hours because I am actually going to be cooking these. And these are the, no, they're not the smaller. They're just like kidney beans. So, I don't know how many hours it's going to take. Let's see. I'm not soaking them. I could go ahead and just do a real quick Instant Pot. 40 minutes. Do I want to do that, or do I just want to let them cook all day? I'm just going to let them cook all day. Because if I start them now, by 9 o'clock, see 9, by 7 tonight it'd be 10 hours. That'd be way long enough. And if something happens and I don't see that it's cooked, like the beans are as cooked as I want, I can throw it on the Instant Pot setting for a few minutes. It's not a big deal. So I'm gonna try this. We're gonna see. But I took my colander and used it for my peppers and celery. Most likely I'm gonna ignore some of my instructions today and just start throwing stuff in there. I don't know. I just want to get it done because today is Tuesday, my day. And that means it's Bible study day. So I need to get rolling. That's why I chose a crock pot meal today. So that I could be, okay, I thought, what? It's not coming on. So I wouldn't have to think about all the stuff that I needed to do today, like cooking wise. Let me grab some gloves, I'll be right back. And a knife, I need a knife. If nothing else, that little doodad over there that holds these gloves, it seals. It will barely let you open it. So I'm gonna get my gloves on. I've got that on saute, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of olive oil in there and get this sausage in the pot. One thing I forgot to grab is a bowl for transferring everything. And I know this is probably a lot of steps to people, and you could probably not have to do all this stuff. You could probably just brown your meat and go ahead and stick everything in. This is just the way I did it, and it worked well for us. That's the way they liked it. Which, I don't eat red beans and rice. I don't even know what I'm eating for supper tonight. But I'm probably just going to eat like a baked potato. The last time I cooked this, it's been a long time. Selena was still here, and she and I would always have something different. Now it kind of feels a little bit harder to fix something just for myself than it did whenever she was here, because whenever she was here, I would just fix something for me and her. And, you know, it didn't feel the same as it does now. Now it's like I don't want to fix something special just for me. I don't understand that, because I would always fix something special for anyone else. Well, my kids, or if they had a friend over that didn't eat something we were eating, or for my nieces and nephews, I would always fix something different for them. But for myself, it just feels different. I don't know why though. Are y'all like that? Because I don't know. Anyway, this is how many ounces? I did have this in the freezer, so you gotta ignore that date. But let's see. This is 16 ounces. Alright, so it's a pound. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put some of it in. I should have put that oil in before. Get that going in there. And last night before I went to bed, Jeff actually hand washed the dishes, and I emptied the dishwasher. So the dishwasher, he hand washed the things that needed to be hand washed. And I emptied the dishwasher, so I don't have that to do today. I don't have to worry about those kind of chores today. I have one load of clothes I need to wash. I want this spoon. That's what it looks like in there. So I'm going to let that part cook while I am... I think this is already cut up good enough. Yeah, it's cut up good enough. I'm not going to worry about that. But I'm going to go ahead and cut up these other things. This is the jalapeno. And all of these things I had frozen back whenever our garden was producing. Not all of these things, but these peppers. These are from our garden. These jalapenos are. I'll get a little bowl and put these in, I believe. Okay, with this sausage and everything, I'm not trying to cook it through. I'm just trying to give it a little brown, and that brown is flavor. So that's what I'm doing with that. I want to touch these as little as possible because I'll end up touching my face and regretting it later. I need to put something under that. Now, be still. I don't know if I said it because I don't know what I said already today. But I do have one load of clothes to wash. But no dishes to do as of right now. I mean, I will have. But I'll probably be able to put most of our dishes into the dishwasher today. And I don't have to cut up the onion because I just took a shortcut and took some out of the freezer. This is the celery. I took it out of the freezer as well. It's still partially frozen. Celery doesn't take much to thaw though. And I pulled out about the equivalent of a bell pepper, but I just pulled out this orange bell pepper because it was the oldest that's been in the freezer longest, and I just wanted to use it first, which is what you should do. Use your oldest first whenever you're using things like this. I'm going to stick that in there. And like I said, I don't have to cut up the onion. It's already cut up from before. I don't think I have to cut up anything else, but I'm just going to leave that like that. And I'm going to go ahead and rinse my beans, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I brought y'all over here now. And I'm about to take this sausage up. That's about how I want it. Now, if I was doing this like to use the Instant Pot, all that brown bits in the bottom would be a big difficulty. So I would have to end up, hello, I didn't know you were awake. They can't see you, they can only see it in my pot. Noah's in here. Anyways, those brown spots would be a big difficulty because it would get a burn notice. But since I am going to be using the crock pot method, that's fine. It's not going to be a big deal. So now I'm going to put the ham in there. And it is still partially frozen and everything, but that's alright. He didn't have a shirt on, so he didn't want to be on camera without a shirt. See, that right there gets a lot of that brown stuff up, but that brown stuff will come back because of the ham getting cooked some. And you can get the brown stuff up by deglazing the pan. It's not, that's what, essentially, that's kind of what just happened, even though that really wasn't what I did. But it's kind of what happened. But anyway, I'm just going to let that cook just a few minutes, not long. And actually, it's it's kind of frozen a little bit still in spots, but that's alright. I'm going to let that cook and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to take the sausage, no, this is not sausage, the ham up, and this is a lot of ham. I might not have needed this much. It says a cup. Might be more here, but that's alright. Extra protein. I didn't have a smaller bag that was already cut up, so I just got this. This is from a ham that we had cooked, and or did we cook it? Maybe we just chopped it up. One or the other. I don't know. Either way, it's getting cooked today. And see, the brown bits are back. So now I'm going to start doing my vegetables. And it says to do the, let me hurry up and get something in there. Onions. Onions first. I'm putting it all back in the same in this bowl though. I'm hoping that's not fogging y'all up, but I can't really see. Each time you cook something this way, you're adding layers of flavor. I don't know why that it makes things different. Like, I could just throw everything in this pot, but somehow it makes it different whenever you do it one thing at a time, and then you put it all together. I don't know what it does, but it just adds to it somehow. And this might have been, yeah, that's about one onion. Might have been a little bit more. This is some of those that we got so cheap, and we chopped up and put in the freezer. But I'm not going to cook these much, just a few minutes. Just to get them cooked a little bit. And frozen onions are different than fresh. I don't know, they just seem to soften up a lot faster. I guess because their moisture content is broken down some already by the freezing process. So they release their moisture a lot faster. And see that pan is getting deglazed again. I would like to make sure that all of it is up just in case I have to do the Instant Pot setting. Because red beans or kidney beans, there's other beans too, but I don't know which ones. But of the ones that I use, I know that kidney beans can be toxic if they're not cooked through whenever you eat them. That doesn't mean they're always going to be toxic, but they have some kind of chemical, which I used to know the name of, but I don't remember now. I said it before on my channel, but that was, I don't know when. I'm going to take the onions up now. I'm going to drop my spoon. That's what I'm going to do. Take these up and put them in my bowl. But there is a chemical in kidney beans that can harm you if you don't cook them through. Alright, now I'm going to put in the peppers and celery at the same time because I have them in the same bowl. Well, those peppers, and I'm going to put the jalapenos in too. Stir those up some. And sometimes whenever you're doing jalapenos like this, it can burn your eyes, so don't stick your head over that. I know y'all's heads are over it, but don't do that if you're like in person. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to cook these for a few minutes, just like I did the onions. And then I'm going to transfer everything to the pot, back to the pot, and I'm going to add the water and all the other everything. Everything's going back in the pool. And then I'll let it cook for however long on slow cook. But as soon as these are done, I'm going to swap this over to slow cook. So I'll be back in just a minute. Probably 1-2 minutes, but I need to do something. Okay, I just had to clean up these bowls and everything that was here. All the things that I'm not using, they had to go. So that's why I wanted to just turn the camera off so I wouldn't be making all that noise with the dishwasher and everything. Alright, I'm going to turn this off of saute. And I'm going to put it on to slow cook. Let's see. And I want to do, I'm going to put it on 8 hours, but that doesn't mean I'm going to have to cook it for 8 hours. There's no rule about the slow cooking. You can stop it before if it's ready to go. Alright, so the saute mode has stopped. As you can see, this is not cooking as furiously as it was. It's still cooking, but not as much as it was. And it has gone to the slow cook mode. So I'm going to put all of this back into the pool with all of its juices. And I want to stir that around to get all of that mixed together really well. Which I know it's going to mix as it goes, but still. And this is definitely a meal that you will have leftovers unless you're feeding a big crowd. Alright, so now I want to put in my herbs and seasonings and all that stuff. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of oregano. I'm using a half tablespoon, but 3 tablespoons equals, no, back that up. I'm using a half tablespoon, but 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon. So I can put about, you know, I know about how much I need in there. But if you need to use the exact measurement, you go for that, because that's what you need to do. Alright, and I need a tablespoon of parsley. And like I said, this is my recipe, so I can tell y'all everything. Let's see. I'm going to use just a tablespoon of the Creole seasoning. Now I'm going to be pouring it into the spoon, so there might be a little bit more that gets into the pot. But we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to, like, have a fit if that happens. And this is very salty. So you got to think about that. I'm not adding any salt except some of that bouillon powder. May as well be what it's called. That'll be the only salt content I add. And the Creole seasoning. And I'm pretty sure you could, well, no, that's not true. There's salt already in here because there's salt in that sausage. There's salt in the ham. I may not add, see, I had added broth the first time I ever cooked this. So I was going to add a little bit of this because of the broth, but I'm just going to add half a tablespoon because this has a lot of, I know that you're supposed to add a tablespoon for each cup of this stuff, but the very first ingredient of this is salt. So, no, it's a teaspoon per cup. So, I'm not going to add any more. I'm just going to let it be. I put a half a tablespoon, which is about 1.5 teaspoons. Now I'm going to add some garlic. How much did I say we needed? A little extra is not going to hurt anybody. But I would like to get close. Because I really liked this recipe. Where is my garlic? I can't even read my own recipe. Oh, there we go. 2 tablespoons. So that was 1. 2 tablespoons. I just made a mess. I'll clean it up. Alright, and now I have got to get things out of my way as I go, or else I'm going to end up trying to use something twice. Do y'all do that? Now I'm going to add hot sauce. And if there's a little extra, it's not going to hurt. The boys just don't care. There's 1. I'm going to add 2. You can add 2 to 4 according to how much heat you like. But I'm just adding 2 because that's what I did before. Actually, I think I might have added more and it was a little too. The hot sauce can take over. It can take over and it can be like, that's too much. So you don't want that. Alright, now I'm going to add the dried beans. No, I did not soak them. No, I didn't do any of that stuff. I started to last night, but I didn't. And then 4 cups, I did rinse them. 4 cups of water. I think I'm going to add 2 more cups of water because that's a whole pound of beans. Okay, so 6 cups of water. And throughout the day, I will be paying very close attention to this. Now, I wouldn't add the water if I was using canned beans. But I will pay close attention to this. And if I see it needs more water, I'll add it. I'll be stirring it periodically. And that's just how I'm going to do it. But that is everything in the pot. Everything's in the pool, ready to go. So, make sure it's stirred really well because I don't want any of those seasonings not to be stirred in. Which, I mean, they'll get stirred in eventually, but it'll be fine. I'm going to put my lid on it and I'm going to let it do it. Oh, I got to clean that mess up that I made. I've got water over here and I've got garlic over here. If you don't clean up that little, what is it, a ridge? Or I don't know. You'll have gross stuff in there. It's just, it grosses me out. A little water is not a big deal. But see, you can't immerse this part of the pot. So you have to get in there and clean it up. I'll clean it thoroughly after I'm done because everything that's in there is from today. Alright, so it's not on pressure cook, but it still does all the beautiful sounds. So, supper's in the pot. Okay guys, because I know that this is not done like it needs to be, like the beans are not, and I did add a little bit more water to it. But because the beans are not as done as they need to be, and I needed to cook some rice for red beans and rice, I decided to get these beans where I needed them to be and to get the rice cooked at the same time. Instead of me pulling out my other Instant Pot like I normally do, like I was gonna do, I'm just gonna put the rice in here because they're gonna mix it anyway. So I'm gonna put 1.5 cups of rice, and then it would be 3 cups of water normally, but I'm only gonna put like 1 more cup in here, and hopefully that's not too much water. Maybe too much water, but anyways, yeah, I started with a spatula. It's okay. Anyways, and I'm gonna pressure cook it. It keeps building up pressure anyway. Let me cancel that. There we go. I'm gonna just do a manual pressure for 20 minutes. Let's see. Pressure. And yeah, oh, it's already on 20 minutes, so I'll just leave it there. So I'm just gonna do that and let this cook for 20 minutes, and hopefully the beans will be done. If they're not, oh my goodness, I have messed up. Okay, so that's just the time it needed, just a few minutes, and it is ready to eat. So that's dinner for the boys. I still don't know what I'm eating. Probably just going to eat a bagel or something, just to make life easy. Plus, I don't want the bagels to ruin, and I don't really love those Aldi bagels that I bought last week. So I'm gonna tell y'all how much we spent on groceries for January. Remember, it was supposed to be a low spend. We messed up the first week. Honestly, we spent $170 the first, well, that's rounding it up, but whatever. The first week we spent that much. So, I mean, we would have been all right the second and third week. We would have been all right, you know. But then we started going crazy and spent a lot of money. So low spend went out the window, and it became stockpile time. Y'all, honestly, we do not have as much food in this house as we normally do. We usually have more canned foods. But there are certain canned things I stopped buying because I'm going to use dried beans and such. So there's not as many canned foods as there usually is. But I'm going to tell you how much we spent. It's a bit embarrassing. But we did not go out to eat at all, which I'm proud of. But after taxes, we spent $1,012.25 on groceries. I couldn't believe it. I added that up 3 times. I'm like, no, I pushed the wrong button. I didn't. That's how much we spent. We spent $911.03 before taxes. So it was $100 and something worth of taxes. So we have a 10% tax bracket. That's what we have. Am I ashamed of it? No, not really. Am I surprised by it? Yes and no. Yes, because that's a lot? No, because prices are so much more. And actually, we have not really paid attention to like how much we're spending for a month in a while. Like it's like eating out and groceries, they all went together. So yeah, if we had ate out this month, we would have probably spent another $200 to $300, because maybe not 300, 200 to 250, maybe. It's just according. But for 5 weeks, we probably spent on average about $50 a week just going out to eat. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So I think that's all right. But all of our meals, all of our drinks, everything was eaten at home. We didn't even have any gift cards that we spent on going out to eat. Now, we could have, but we did not. It's surprising to me. It really is. We had the money to spend, so it's not like we went in debt for it, but it's just so surprising to know we spent that much on food for 3 people. But we did stock up on some things. Most of the things, Jeff and I were talking about it, the things we stocked up on were things that he and Noah like. This honestly is my fault. I have this thing, I've told you all about it before. I think I talked about it recently. I know I did. That I don't want my people not to have what they want. In fact, with Selena being gone for almost 6 months, I have this thing in my head all the time. Is she eating what she wants? Is she getting what she wants? Is she... I don't want to talk about that because I'm going to cry. So let's not talk about that, and let's change the battery and straighten our face. Okay. Can somebody explain to me why I say our whenever y'all are not here? And your faces might have been just fine. But mine was starting to get that way. That I know I felt things happening. I was fixing to get upset, like major. But I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I don't want to. But I will talk about this. I have this thing inside of me that I have to take care of the people in my house. Whether you are a visitor, spending the night or whatever, like when the kids had friends over, I made sure they had what they needed, what they wanted. You know, it's a thing in me that if you're in my house, I am responsible for your groceries, and I am responsible for your hygiene, and I want you to be fed and clean. I want your clothes to be clean whenever you leave my house too. A lot of times, I didn't do it with all of Noah's and Selena's friends because some of them just stayed for one night. But whenever Judy's kids come, I like to wash their clothes before they go home. It's a thing that I have to take care of the people that I'm responsible for them whenever they're here. So if you ever come to my house, I don't care if you're grown or not, if you're staying here for multiple days, you're most likely going to become one of my kids, and I'm going to try to take care of you. That's just how I do. I don't know why I'm that way. But I had this thing in my head, and Jeff and Noah both said, well, we can go months without this, without that. But then actually when I started mentioning certain things, like cheese and sandwich meat, and just certain things, Jeff was like, yeah, I want to get some of that. Yeah, I want to get some of that. So he was on board with me with everything that I went and got. He was with me all but 2 times. So, I feel like we cheated on the challenge. But Mr. Tom did tell me, you can freeze bread. You can freeze milk. You can freeze, you know, things is what he was trying to get across, I think. Which I'm not freezing things except things that, you know, I would normally freeze. But I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I have even canceled. No, I did not cancel, because I will not cancel. I paused. That's not the right word either. I postponed. Okay. Every 3 months, I get the powdered buttermilk from Amazon on my subscribe and save. I postponed it for February so that I don't get any groceries in the house other than milk. But I don't know if that would have counted, because that's buttermilk. Would that have counted? It's okay. It's fine. I have some. But I did postpone that until my next shipment, which will be in 3 months. I'll be fine until then. If not, I'll just order some in March. But anyway, I'm not buying any food or drink other than milk. And the way I plan on doing that is Jeff and Noah will be the ones going to the store to purchase the milk. I will not be going. I am not going to look at any of the emails that I get from Winn-Dixie or Renfro's or Piggly Wiggly or whatever grocery store that I get them from. I will immediately delete them. I will not be looking at the apps when I get notifications from Winn-Dixie or Renfro's. I will immediately delete the notifications, and I will not look at their sales, because that will help my brain. Because if I see a sale, I'm going to want to get something. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have talked about how much we've spent. I don't know why I keep saying it's not just me. How much we spent and everything and all that kind of jazz. That's what we, that's just the way it is. It's done now. I can't change it. For January, we did not eat out at all. For February, we will not be eating out at all. And we'll not be going to the grocery store except for milk. I've said it several times. Y'all know that. Tomorrow, which is the 1st of February, will be the first official day of the no spend other than milk. No grocery shopping. Because today's the 31st. I know you're seeing this on the 1st. But it's not the first official day of that. So tomorrow, I am going to, well, I was planning on doing it today, but I didn't think about it. Like, I thought about it, and then I forgot until it was too dark. So now I can't go out and do some of the things. I could do it with a flashlight, but I'm not. But let me tell you what those things are, so you are not thinking, woman, what are you talking about? I want to show you both refrigerators, both freezers, and the pantry. Some of our overstock I'm not going to show you, but the only reason I'm not going to show you is because it's so dark, it'd be hard to film, and we're not pulling that out. So I'll just kind of tell you what's there if I can. That's my plan. We have taken inventory of all the meat in the house, or most of the meat. I think there might be a little bit in the deep freeze we did not inventory, and I think there might be a Boston butt in the refrigerator that's out on the back porch that we did not inventory, but I'm not sure if Jeff did or not, because he helped me do it. He is the one who organizes the deep freeze. I don't mess with it except to get things out. I do the one in here, the upright freezer, because the deep freeze is his domain. I don't mess with it. I mean, I mess with it. I go get stuff out and I'll put stuff in, but I put it where he has it. Not that he would be mad if I didn't do something the way he does it, but I just want to keep it organized. So, I'm going to show y'all the pantry and everything tomorrow. I'm going to show you all of it. Now, I probably need to clean the refrigerator before I show it to you because it's messy. I may or may not. We'll see. I may clean it and then show you the refrigerator. We'll see what I'm going to do. So that way you will know what we have on the first day of this challenge. And then on March 1st, I plan on doing the same thing. Filming everything and showing you what's left. I'm hoping that I'll be able to, I don't know if I am going to try to keep the footage I may try to keep the footage. Because a lot of times after I make a video, I just delete the footage so it's not on my card or something. I could upload it to my computer, but I don't like doing that because it takes up so much space to have a lot of videos on there. So I'll see. I may do a side, for this occasion, I may do a side-by-side comparison if I can remember. But that's going to be 29 days from now whenever I film it the next time. Well, no, 30. Because today is the, forget it. I'm not going to try to think. Tomorrow will be the first day, so then it'll be 28 days, and then the next day I will do it, so it'll be the 29th, so it'll be really technically 30 days. Anyway, I'm going to show you all the groceries we have in the house, and go from there. I'm not planning on buying any kind of anything, food or hygiene or cleaning or any of that, unless Noah didn't tell me about something he might need that's hygiene, which I don't think there is anything. If there was, it would be just like his body wash or something, because he has to have a special body wash. But I don't know. So, but I'm not planning on buying anything at all. Or I could just let him buy it himself. He's a grown man, got his own money. What else was I gonna say? We may end up buying chicken and rabbit feed, but we won't have to buy cat or dog feed. I don't know if that counted, but I can't help it if it didn't. Or because, and I'll tell you why. Usually we have extra of the rabbit and chicken feed, but since our neighbor moved, we've had a little bit of a mouse rat problem out in the shed. And we don't get any more than what we can put in our metal cans. And we haven't had any problems with those in the house. But we're not planning on feeding the critters that are not ours. We're not going to feed the rodents. So we're just going to have to, if that's part of the rules, I'm breaking them. I'm sorry. I don't think it is though. I think it's just our food. Because I do have a problem with buying groceries. I buy so much. And we have a lot, but there's nothing wrong with having an abundance. I'd like to have a year's worth in my house, and I have noticed I don't of some things. I don't have a year's worth of cheese in this house. I don't have a year's worth of butter. I don't have a year's worth of a lot of different things. Now, would I have enough to make a year's worth of meals? I don't know. I don't know. But I am hoping that this month, for February, that I will be able to have a better knowledge of what we eat in a month's time. Because I used to buy once a month except for fresh fruits, vegetables, and milk. I would only go to the store twice a month. And the second time was just for those things. Fruit, vegetables, milk. I have not done that in so long. I don't know what we do or don't need. And actually, I have not done that. Like, I have not tried to figure out how much we eat since Lena left. I don't know. I mean, she didn't eat that much. But one person makes a difference. So I'm gonna try to use this as a tool to reevaluate things and figure things out and have fun with it while I'm doing it. And I'm gonna bring y'all along on the baking stuff, because I have some other recipes for breads. I have some recipes for some crackers, different recipes for treats. Those pudding, M&M pudding cookies are just very good. I think that next time I make them, I will put less M&Ms, maybe less chocolate chips. I'm not sure. Maybe like a half cup of each would be plenty. But anyway, they're good. Jeff liked them too. Noah liked them. Everybody liked them. We all liked them. All right, so I I don't really know what else I was gonna say. I don't really have much that I'm doing today. My clothes are in the dryer. I'm not fooling with those tonight. We did, I'll show y'all this. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can tell, but we did put some more books away. We got some more categorized. I still have not gone through, let me get this turned around, these boxes. I want to categorize these boxes by authors, the ones that I can, so that whenever they go to the thrift store, it's easier on the people who are having to organize them. Maybe they'll have less trouble organizing them. But yeah, we did do that because it was driving me nuts. And I haven't gone through any more books because I don't want to go through any more until I figure this out. I can't. If I go through any more, it'll go from straight from wherever it is straight to a shelf, or I can't do it. I won't do it. But I do have some over there that I think I'm going to put over here on a shelf. Gardening and things like that. Homesteading types of books. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But not tonight. Tonight, I think I'm going to shower and relax. Because I just didn't sleep good last night. And I have felt like doing nothing all day. I was so glad that I started supper early. I was so glad. Because there's no way I would have felt like doing supper. If I hadn't, I would have done it, but I wouldn't have felt like it. So, I guess that's all I've got today. I hope that you guys are having an awesome day. Cheer me on with this challenge. I know I can do it. We can do it. It's not going to be that big of a deal. It's only 28 days. It's the shortest month of the year. If I can't, then nobody can. Because, well, that's kind of dumb. Because some people can't because they don't have as many groceries as I do. But if the situation is, with what I have, if I can't do it, I have some serious mental issues that I need to get checked. But I know I don't have those issues. Y'all, it's going to be like a vacation not going to the grocery store. It's going to be so nice. But I am, like, that was what Jeff, this is dumb, kind of dumb. That's what Jeff and I were kind of doing on date night or date day. We would go riding or something, and then we'd go to the grocery store just to get it done. So now we can just go enjoy the drive if we go anywhere. Or we can just stay home and watch a movie or something like that. Stay home and play a card game or board game. We used to enjoy doing puzzles together. Whenever we were first married, first together, we would put puzzles together. We would play games, Monopoly and things like that. And we were young and did all that stuff. Now we're older and we don't play card games very much anymore. We need to get back to that. We do. It's fun. So we need to do it. Alright, so I'm going to go. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. I hope you're having an awesome day, night, evening, whenever you're seeing this. I don't know when you're seeing this. Because some of you watch in the morning, some of you watch in the evening, and I'm good with you watching whenever you want to watch, because that's what I do too. Some ladies I don't get to watch. Some ladies I've watched in the middle of the night, and then I'll comment sometimes because I'll be at my computer when I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, did that wake her up? Because of notification? I don't think it does, because most people turn their notifications off at night whenever it comes to YouTube. Like late at night. After bedtime. So anyways, like they just have the main thing like texting and calling and all that stuff going. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys tomorrow. I do hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, did I say? I don't know. That was loud. You were rude saying something so loud. I'm talking to myself. We did do a menu plan for the month too. Only suppers though. We didn't do anything else. There's a lot of grilled foods on there because Jeff is going to be home in the evenings. And yes, I can grill. But I don't anymore. I used to all the time. I don't know why I don't anymore. I enjoyed it, so I don't know why I don't. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I do hope you enjoyed something out of this. I know I just cooked and then just sat here and ran my mouth. But if nothing else, maybe you got some laughs. So, until next time, thank you for hanging out with me. If you like this video, go ahead and do all the YouTube things. If you didn't like it, do them anyway, because you never know, you might like something I do later. Most importantly, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. I did also film some videos today, planner videos. Yes, I know, they're boring to you, probably, maybe, I don't know. I think I did 2. I know I did 1. I don't even remember. No, I think I did 2. Yes, I did both of them today. I don't know, I'm so tired I can't remember anything. Everything is a blur. So, yeah. Until next time, thank you again. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.